Hello everyone, just a quick video update and a new bonus offering. So as you can see here, we have the Rocket Kit with the PCB development board outside of it, and you've obviously seen the remote at this point. Control multiple preset colors via the infrared remote control. Well, the new development here is a little web interface. So you can browse to it via any device and actually control it via the web page. The colors are actually much more vibrant and brighter than my camera can capture. Sorry about that. It's just one of the things you have to experience in person. Alright, so let's take a look at this, at the new module, and talk a little bit about what's going on. If you remember, during the earlier video, I mentioned the possibility of using daughter boards with this, where you could actually design your own daughter board and add functionality to the kit as it is, using the processor on board to communicate with the daughter board. Or you could actually design one that was a host processor that turned the RGB LED Dev board into a slave module and basically just controlled it. I think one of the options I mentioned was using one of the 8266 modules for adding Wi-Fi and also other functionality, and that's basically what I've done here. So if you remember the little design I had last time, which mounts to the bottom of the board, so basically what we have here, let's get a close up of that. This is a very basic breakout. Actually, it's kind of changed quite a bit. Didn't design it to use I2C initially. Modified it to do that and a couple other things. So the board is a little rough. I'll actually just pop that off of there. Oh, if you also notice, running this one off of a 1500 milliamp 3.7 volt lithium ion cell, because it has the boost converter on board, you can actually run it directly from a lithium cell instead of the AA's. Alright, so if we can get a little close up of the board here, all we have is a older ESP83 board, and that's because I had them sitting in the drawer, and of course that was kind of rough. It is a prototype, and I did hack it up to add functionality, which is the I2C. So the actual web interface, rather than reinventing the wheel, I looked around to what other people have done with the 8266 modules, and out on Dangerous Prototypes on their forum, a forum member named Marcus had uploaded some code to control WS2812B LEDs via the 8266 module itself. Now, what I did is took his code, which, by the way, great code, thank you Marcus if you're listening, took his code and modified it to transmit the color chosen when you clicked on the screen. It'll actually transmit that via I2C bus to the RGB development board. So basically all I do is modify his code for my needs and then build out the module and update the firmware here to have I2C support. Pretty much straightforward. What I'll be offering is the files to download for the final PCB design, which will not look like this. Be a little bit larger board with a newer module, probably an ESP12 or 12E, and also a USB connection and a USB to UART bridge. So you can actually program it directly from the board itself. And at that point, you can actually use this as the host processor, and this is just a slave module. Control everything through the new ESP8266 board, or you can actually just use both. As you notice, the infrared remote control still works. It doesn't interfere. And this will just send the I2C code when it receives one from the web page. At the moment, this is hosting the web page. You have to connect to this Wi-Fi as an access point. I'll probably diverge the code a bit, do that one, and also one where you can join it to your own Wi-Fi network at home and then just browse to it over your home network from any machine you have. So that is the update. I'll also offer tutorials on the web page of how I did all this and how you can do it for yourself and modify it to your own needs to add functionality.